Look, Tesla vehicles are almost perfect. Almost. But there are a couple of big features and small features that are missing from the cars that take them from the perfect holy grail of vehicle to almost being perfect. And some of these missing features are enough to drive customers completely away from Tesla vehicles altogether. So what are those? What are the things that are really bad missing features that should be in a car of this price and this caliber? And some other missing features that are, would be nice, but we don't have right now. These are the top 10 missing features of the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Some of these, I guess, apply to the S and the X as well. The top 10 missing features of Tesla vehicles that would be really nice to see corrected and fixed in 2021, or at least sometime in the not so distant future. Missing feature number one, and one that I hear over and over and over again, is cooled seats or vented seats or some kind of mechanical way to make the seats cooler or vented or a little more airy, especially in summertime months and especially in areas like Southern California where it gets very, very hot. This is not a novel feature. It's not a new feature. Other cars have these. Granted, this is definitely one of those creature comfort things that isn't a huge deal, and the heated seat components of the seats in Teslas does work actually very well, but it would be nice to have some kind of opposite for the other setting, just some kind of way to get a little bit more airflow in the seat, make it a little bit less kind of hot, sticky, and uncomfortable in the summertime, and just make it a little more cool, comfortable, and just make everyone much more happy. Missing feature number two seems obvious, and I'm surprised Tesla hasn't done it yet, and I guarantee that they've got to at least be thinking about it or testing it, and that is Sentry mode viewing in the app. Sentry mode on the car is awesome. The ability to get almost a 360-degree sort of security camera view of every angle of your car is super great. So if someone tries to do something they shouldn't be doing, or lingering around your car, or loitering, or doing who knows what, it's nice to have that footage in an event that you need to go and access it, or an alarm goes off. It's just nice to know your car is always protected and basically always being surveilled and watched. But the one big missing feature is that you can't watch Sentry events on your phone. There's just no way to see when the alarm is triggered what action or event is triggering the alarm going off. Did someone hit you? Did someone walk by? Was it just a loud sound from a motorcycle? You wouldn't know. All you know is the alarm went off. Or even, more than that, let's say you're out on a road trip or you're out on a hike and you're basically away from your car and you want to basically check in or see what Sentry mode event happened. You'd be able to easily jump onto your phone and see exactly what happened. Now, I know that there are third-party devices from, I think, Amazon of all companies that is working on sort of an extension of this that will work with Tesla. It'll basically show you your Sentry events on your phone, but it is not out at the time of this filming. And this is just one of those obvious things that just seems to make so much sense for Tesla to do. And I understand there are technical limitations. There are bandwidth limitations. People are going to be like, oh, that's so much bandwidth to stream all that video. Well, what if Tesla just did like what Ring and Nest are doing? You just send like a still image or a GIF. Like, hey, here's 2 seconds of what one camera from the Sentry mode event captured. Here's what happened. If you want to know more, you got to jump into the app or you got to go to your car. We're not talking big amounts of data. We're talking small, maybe kilobytes of data to show one still image. Just that you'd have that peace of mind to know that if you're far away from your car and something was to happen, you can get a little preview of what Sentry mode captured and what you could do and what you need to respond to do if you needed to jump in there and do something with your car. Even more than that, getting into more of what we'd like to see is like streaming video, that you could jump into your app and actually see all your recordings from Sentry mode, maybe even Dashcam recordings as well, that you could basically use the app to be able to see all those different vantage points and get kind of a live look, kind of like a wired doorbell or a security system. Just basically taking Sentry mode up to the next level would be really nice to see. Could Tesla technically do this? I don't see why not. It doesn't technically seem challenging. I know there are, different limitations with, bandwidth and stuff like that, but I think it would be really nice to see, and especially if you're paying like, let's say $10 a month for premium connectivity, this would be even more of a reason to jump in and pay that monthly subscription for premium connectivity. If you could kind of use the money you're paying for that data plan to actually work for you, that would be super great to see. And I would love to see Sentry mode get a little bit more beefed up, at the very least, send us a little image of what happens when the alarm or Sentry mode is triggered. Next up, speaking of streaming, what about Tesla adopting 5G cellular connectivity on their vehicles? I know 5G is kind of still in its infancy. It's still kind of being more widely rolled out across the US and across the world. And this would sort of be kind of a future-proofing thing that Tesla should be able to do with not a whole lot of changes and hassle to go through and able to make this happen. The benefit of this is that you get much faster speeds that allow you to do way more things. Streaming could be better. What if you had the ability to do software updates directly over your cell connection? Something that Tesla does not do, at least widely today. If you had 5G, you could easily, download those big updates in a matter of minutes, if not maybe under a minute, depending on the size. And another missing feature that a lot of people would love to see is the ability for the car to basically do a reverse wireless hotspot. That you're paying in most cases for the data on your Tesla. What if you could reverse that connection and kind of allow the car to be a hotspot for devices in the car? So your phone, your tablet, computers, whatever it happens to be, you could basically use the data plan of the car to get internet and Wi-Fi to those devices. Other cars do this. It's not unthinkable or unconceivable of Tesla to do, and it does seem super simple, and it'd even be better if you had access to those super fast 5G speeds. Doesn't seem like, again, like a whole, thing to do. It seems like it's just a matter of kind of changing out the processor and maybe some stuff on the back end, but this should be super great to see, and another nice thing to see, hopefully coming soon to Tesla vehicles in the not so distant future. Hopefully sometime in the next year or two, Tesla makes this change and 5G unlocks a whole new bunch of features and potential for the new round of Tesla vehicles. Another feature present on many other vehicles that is just not on Tesla's is some kind of 360-degree camera. It's sort of that top-down bird's eye view that kind of gives you a good look of the different surroundings. If you want to get into a tight parking space or just kind of park to the best of your ability, that 360 camera really does help. And I think that many have said that Tesla's, correct me if I'm wrong, have most of the capability to do this since they have all those cameras, or maybe they're missing an angle, but to be able to stitch those around to give you this sort of, faux 360-degree view would be super nice to see. Doesn't look like this is coming anytime soon, though I know many, many people would love to see this. It's another feature that would be nice to see and would be nice to kind of check off the box of missing features that are present on other cars that would now be present on Tesla vehicles. Speaking of cameras, another easy add-on, and this one is super, super easy to add, is a blind spot camera on the screen as you make a left turn or right turn. Heck, my 2016 Honda Civic had this feature, and I actually really liked it, that when you were going to turn into the right lane, it would show you a camera that is placed right under the right mirror that basically gave you a good look at your blind spot. Tesla already has the cameras to do this. You could basically manually do this if you pull up the cameras while you're driving, but it would just be super nice as you turn left or turn right, kind of like what the case is in reverse, that you basically would get an automatic camera pop-up of the blind spot of that side. Would be a very easy add-on. It's one of those big requested features that Tesla just needs to add in a software update. Hopefully this is something simple we see soon, but a blind spot camera would be really nice to see. Come on, Tesla. Honda's doing it of all companies. You should be able to do it really easily. Another missing feature that Tesla does not have on their maps that they promise to have, but is still not a thing even right now in 2021, is waypoints in the navigation system. And actually, I was actually missing this just recently. I went on a road trip just a couple of weekends ago up to San Francisco, and I wanted to stop at the Apple campus in Cupertino before I went up to San Francisco. But instead of, putting in my final destination and then adding a waypoint, I had to basically make the Apple campus my destination and then redo the destination for my hotel after the fact. It's just one of those simple things that Tesla should just add. I think Elon even said we were supposed to see it in the fall, and we didn't see it. Waypoints into the map is one of those things that, again, could be easily added, at least in theory, over software updates, and just needs to come. It's one of those missing features that is still kind of a head scratcher as why it is not on the software right now. But please, Tesla, add waypoints to the maps. We do need those added to make navigation a whole lot easier. Next one is Sirius XM streaming support. Now this was in the Model S and the X of the current generation, not the new refresh, but the current generation. I'm not sure if it's going to be happening or coming rather to the new generation or not, but I know many people are very sad to see no support for Sirius XM. Of course, you could just stream this from your phone over Bluetooth, but it would be nice to see that, and I guess that kind of does open up a larger discussion of third-party streaming music options, or I guess media options, if you could have access to Pandora or Tidal or Apple Music, third-party podcast apps. It would be nice for Tesla to open up some sort of app store or at least third-party developer API, even just specifically for audio streaming. That would be really nice to see. One of those things that many people are very sad to see, in addition to like CarPlay and Android Auto, is just more options for streaming media. Not here as of right now, now, but hopefully that changes soon. And again, one of those easy things is you're kind of getting the theme here with the power of software updates that could probably pretty easily get fixed. Something else that Tesla desperately needs to add is some kind of virtual queuing or virtual lineup system for superchargers. I have started to see them now put out physical signs that says like line starts here or queue starts here, but it would be nice when you pulled up to a supercharger that you got a little pop-up that says, hey, you are first in line or second in line and third in line, and then you'd be able to kind of line up accordingly and then gonna go to the superchargers that were available. I know this is sort of a little hard because you'd have to kind of assume that everyone's going to follow the system and everyone's going to play by the rules, which is not always the case. But I think for the most part, the large or vast majority of Tesla owners are kind and caring and considerate, and they would follow this kind of system. And just to have this ability built into the car that when you pulled up, you could automatically get kind of thrown into line would be nice to see, especially at crazy busy superchargers, whether you're on a road trip or you supercharge, every week. If you're in a big, city like Southern California, Los Angeles area, those superchargers get packed very fast. So it would be nice to kind of have a virtual queuing system built in, so you just didn't have to kind of do that awkward dance of going in line and waiting and who's first, who's next. Just have it all done automatically based on your location and when you pull up, and it would just be hopefully as simple as that. Also, what about true driver profiles on the Tesla vehicles? Now, we sort of have this right now where if you sit down, you could kind of put that this is, Robert's profile, or this is Robert's wife's profile, or whoever. You do have those profiles built in, but the car doesn't do them automatically. They sort of have this weird thing called priority device, where it will connect to a device that is tied to a profile automatically. But it needs to take that a step further. So when I get into the car and the car knows I'm on the driver's side, which I don't know if that's possible with Bluetooth, but there's, I'm sure, a way to figure it out, that it loads my profile, my settings, my seat configuration, all the stuff I already have preset, it knows it's me. But when my wife is in the driver's side and I'm on the passenger side, it could pick up on her phone, okay, and knows, okay, this is the priority device. Brooke is driving and she sits down, it automatically does her driver profile automatically and loads everything up. This is another thing that I think is possible. I don't know if Bluetooth can do this, but if Tesla was to kind of add some kind of better location-aware system to the car, or was able to figure out some kind of proximity way to do this, it would be nice to have true seamless profiles for your cars, that when you sat down or your friend sat down or valet sat down or whoever it was, the Tesla would automatically know who that was and loaded the appropriate profile for that configuration. Again, it probably sounds easier than it is to implement, but that would be really nice to see in a future Tesla software update, though that might require a little bit of extra hardware. And last but not least, like I just mentioned recently, an app store would be very nice to see as well. I know there are security concerns and there are a lot of legality issues with this, but a true Tesla app store would be wonderful to see. From games to third-party mapping systems to streaming options to audio systems, a true app store like what exists on the iPhone and the iPad would be really wonderful to see inside of Tesla vehicles. And I think that's it for me, guys. What are your thoughts? What are the biggest missing features of Tesla vehicles right now in 2021? Is it a hardware feature? Is it a software feature? Is it something specific to the S, the X, the 3, the Y? What is missing, in your opinion, on Tesla vehicles? Whether you're a potential owner or a longtime owner or a new owner, what would you like to see thrown in there and added to Tesla vehicles? I'm curious, what do you think is the biggest missing feature? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, if you made it this long, thank you for sticking with me. I'm sorry for the weird setup. I just moved, so I know the audio and the lighting and everything might look a little weird, but I'm finalizing the details, getting everything ironed out, and should be good to go and back to normal production soon. Thank you guys, as always, for sticking with me. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I will see you in the next one.